Greetings, everybody. We were not able to go live on TikTok today. Too much hate speech, allegedly. How we doing? Got a nice pump going. Gym went great. Wearing my favorite Hex tank. Let's fucking go, boys. Let's go. How we doing? What else is new? We're pillaging and plundering today. Should be fun. Make sure you tickle that like button to pump our bags. We're live on Facebook, X, YouTube. Pump fun, I think. I got creator rewards for a coin over there. We're going to have some fun with it today. Stick around. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're going to have some fun. We got a little special surprise for you. Lala, welcome. Caspatag says, hey, brother. It's good to be alive today, boys. Nice old pumperoonie at the gym today. Hex Flex tank, that's right. Get one of these at pulsechainstore.com. Get your very own Hex tank top. Get one! That's right. We're down, but we're not out, brothers. They might have won the battle, but they will not win the war. War on crypto. Let me share my screen with y'all today. pulsechainstats.com. Fabulous stats website. Love it. Love me the pulsechainstats.com. Hope you don't mind a little background music. If you guys hate the background music, you let me know. I'll turn it off. But here we are. We've got some creator rewards coming back to Top Hat holders. We're going to airdrop the Top Hat holders on Pulsechain. It's my favorite meme coin on Pulsechain for a reason. So we're just going to bless some of the loyal believers over there with some of the degenerate gamblers' money over from Solana. Let's have fun with it. Now, I didn't make this coin, but it's called PLS on Solana. Now, it does link out to Pulsechain, and I do have reason to believe there's new users over there. Now, these people, they're begging me. They're saying, please post the contract address on X, because apparently a bunch of grown men sitting around are waiting for some other man on live stream to post a CA, and that's going to somehow make them money. Look, most of you will lose. And I'm going to be the only person to ever tell you this. Most of you will lose. Some of you will win. But ultimately, if you have a long enough time horizon, I still believe the long-term holders will have the last laugh. What do I mean? The Hex miners, the Pulsechain believers, were in it for years. But in the meantime, everyone's chasing Robinhood. Now, Robinhood, interestingly enough, just got added to Pumped Out Fun. We do have a new DEX aggregator on Pulsechain as well, which we're going to talk about. It's called Umbra.finance. We're going to compare and contrast Umbra with Pateus. It's going to be great. We're going to talk about all the new latest developments on the Pulsechain network. But hey, maybe I'll tweet the CA for you cockroach racing degenerate gamblers over on Solana. Get ready for it, boys. Hex Wizard says get one. That's right. Go to pulsechainstore.com. By the way, they give away free merch all the time. I think they're giving away free hats right now. I think they're giving away free hats. Now, before I post that CA that all you Solana boys are so desperate for. First of all, thank you to Fion Capital for giving me the creator fees. I think I made like $1,000 on creator fees, and I'm going to give a lot of that back to Top Hat holders. If not all of it, we'll see. But first I want to make sure we're live, because I can't live stream to a coin that's not mine, so I'll give you guys some time to set up that live stream, get it streaming over to Pulse on Solana. In the meantime, look at the prices today. We are a little bit wrecked. Pulsechain's down 5%. What else is new? Hex. Oh no, we lost a zero again. Hex, you naughty little boy. You weren't supposed to go back under that zero. But you did it. Shame on you, Hex. Shame on you. Hex is a long-term mining protocol. I still believe. Still rocking the Hex swag. I got Hex stickers on all of my stuff. Definitely riding the short bus with you guys. ProveX down 3%, PulseX down 6%, Inc down 7%. Now, I think Bitcoin took a big dip. Ethereum took a big dip-a-rooney. As we know, the whole market is pretty correlated. Altcoins have never been able to prove to be decorrelated for that long. Maybe for a small amount of time, but not for that long. Now we've got the classic suspects, Peacock Token, PTGC, outside of the core coins, which are PulseX and Hex. ProveX, very mysterious coin right now. Very little volume on ProveX.com. It's a decentralized peer-to-peer on-ramp, so you can get rid of middlemen and corrupt centralized exchanges. But we've also seen them tinkering, the developers, with decentralized identity, which might become a big issue. because Discord and X have been tested out. They're trying to KYC AML everybody. They're trying to get rid of anonymous phone numbers. It's pretty dystopian. So maybe ProveX could have more than just a use case of peer-to-peer on-ramp. Very, very interesting. DGen Hexakin says F. Alright, DGen Hexakin. Cool, bro. Sick. Tobler Rusetta says coffee back-to-back days. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to try to do as many as I can. I'm feeling that this GOAT will push PLS on Solana so hard. You wish, Anita. But maybe. We'll see, we'll see. What else is going on here? Oh, F as in the prices, yeah. The prices are F in the chat. F in the chat for the price of everything right now, boys. Now, if you are new to Solana, or if you are new to pulsechain rather, we've got vouch.run, liquid staking. We've got different ways to earn yield. We've got LPX, which has really caught my eye lately. We've got Actuator, which is activating the full value of your hex stakes. And of course, some new protocols like Umbra, which is a DEX aggregator, and Pateus, which is our premier DEX aggregator now. I did a little compare and contrast here. We're going to get to Pulse on Solana. Don't you worry, boys. Pateus versus Umbra. Which one's better? Now, I haven't connected my wallet here. This is an anonymous browser, but 100 million Pulse will get you 999,000 top hat on Pateus, allegedly, if that's actually real. Seems like it's only going to get you 970,000 on Umbra. So, as far as best execution Pulsechain aggregator, not quite sure about that. But here's something interesting about Umbra. It's also on Robinhood. So if you're degenning on Robinhood, and if you want to flip-flop between Robinhood and Pulsechain, capitalize on that meta right now. Get some of those new shiny meme coins, sure, whatever. Like I said, Robinhood just got added to Pump.fun as well. I think a coin, Cash Cat or whatever, ran up to 100 million market cap. I really don't care. If I miss something and if it's gone up to already like 10 million or even 1 million, the thing about meme coins is you can't chase. You gotta just sit out 99% of them. Unless you really get tipped off on some crazy insider info. You're chasing, you're probably gonna lose more times than you're gonna win. But it does happen, and so Robinhood is the shiny object of the week. Interesting strategy here for Robinhood to be featured on Umbra.finance. So if you want to swap around on Pulsechain, you could probably bridge back and forth. I'm assuming they link out. Maybe they link out. It'd be cool if you could directly swap Robinhood coins for Pulsechain coins, but I don't think you can do that here. It's just basically another way to hijack the attention. That's what we're all about. Now, let's see if we're online here. Let's see if we are online. Fiine Crypto or whoever, I don't even know who started this coin. Can you please stream my stream to here? Maybe I'll shoot you a message and just let you know. Hang on 1 minute, sir. Juicy K said, Coffee, you the best. You helped me so much. Got Hex in 2018. Still 555. You probably mean 2019 because it wasn't launched, but 2018 is when they were planning on it. How did Pulsechain on Solana turn out? It bonded when I wasn't paying attention, part-time chef. I guess it just bonded. I have no idea who bonded it. Whatever. The fees are going pretty good. It's 17K market cap. We're going to see how much juice it has left, but you should all know that these coins are pumping, and then they're going to dump. They might not be the best long-term play, hence why I'm bridging the creator fees back to Pulsechain. But hey, everybody on Pump Fund's begging for me to post the CA. Now, I believe in you as a human being have agency. Just because I post a CA doesn't mean you have to ape into it. You're a grown-ass man or woman. Shout out to the 5 beautiful women watching. You don't have to do any of this. You don't have to do these little games, okay? But a large percentage of crypto is gambling. A large percentage of crypto is apparently waiting on somebody with a lot of followers to post a contract address because they think it means something. If you're that person, I want you to take a long look in the mirror and think about your life choices up to this date and time. Think about the fact that you are sitting online, desperate for another guy to post a contract address because you don't even care. You just think that other people are going to care. You don't care about this coin. You don't care about anything. You don't believe in anything. You are following attention. You're basically prostituting yourself out. Now that's okay. I'm a long-term holder with the occasional degen. And did I just insult all the gamblers? Yes, I did. Gambling is bad. But here we are. Now to my pulsechain believers. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for still being here. We're 10 minutes into the stream. Let me see if I can get a hold of the Fiine crypto guy. And see if he can... Oh, wait. Is he live streaming this? Let me see. No, he's not yet. Maybe I need to refresh the page. Hey, okay. I'm here, boys. I'm here. Pulsating stream. Stream is working now. GM, everybody, let the show begin. Now, look. I've got a nice little tweet that I'm going to tweet this out. TikTok banned me off the live. Great. TikTok just banned me. Fabulous. I'm not even going to try to monetize the stream on here, but let's see. Oh, I got to edit this stream here. I got to put the old thumbnail on this one. Oh my god. Streamlabs is really just really complicated to multi-stream, boys. And girls. Let's see here. Let's go to my draft posts. Shout out to Fiine Capital again. I gotta say thank you, because you generated $1,000 for a coin that I had no idea was even gonna bond. And it is interesting, you know, you reach these new pockets of degens over on Solana, 10%. And Vouch is the equivalent of maybe a Lido or Rocket Pool. In fact, I think it was forked off of Rocket Pool on Avalanche. This is liquid staking on Pulsechain, Vouch.run. I've used it, I like it. And you might be asking, well, how do I get from Solana over to Pulsechain? If this is all about pillaging the Pulsechain, you ask. Well, you go to libertyswap.finance, the premier multi-chain bridge, and you take your USDC, okay, over from Solana, and you can bridge it right on in like you see here on the screen, and you can buy anything you want. Peacock token's very interesting. Hex has a die-hard fanatic base community. Now Peacock token, let's see. Say you wanted to bridge $1,000 in. It'll automatically bridge and convert the coin for you. And it'll even do it gasless. You don't even need gas fees. Okay, pretty interesting. They're using cross-chain interoperability protocol from Circle. And that is how it's done, boys and girls. Hex on Solana, LOL. Somebody did make a Hex on Solana, but more importantly, somebody made a Pulse on Solana. Pulse on Solana, 21k market cap. Degens, rejoice. Maybe you'll win $20, $30. Is he really just getting on stream and insulting pump fun degens? Yes. Just beat Hex, that's all we ask. Well, anything that's, you know, it's funny. It's like coffee has outperformed Ethereum, and you could say that pretty much about any coin right now. Any coin right now that even went up 20-30% has outperformed Hex in the last month. But the real Hex, everybody knows, it's on Pulsechain. The real Hex is on Pulsechain. Guys, if you have any questions, I'm reading the multi-stream chat on YouTube and X, but also Facebook, and I'm checking in on the Pump.Fun stream too. What are we at, 20k MC? A bunch of little logos here. Hope this means something to somebody. Let's see. Now, Liberty Swap is pretty good. If you do want to bridge, if you make some gains on Solana, you want to bridge them back to Pulsechain. Liberty Swap is fabulous for that. But they also let you get on anonymously by shielding your tokens with Railgun. And I should say they've hinted at native Railgun deployment on Pulsechain, meaning broadcasters, meaning in theory you could anonymize your PLS just like you anonymize your Ethereum. Pretty interesting, huh? Pretty interesting. Actuator.finance, this is a Hex derivative, basically. You can get the full liquidity of your Hex stake early and basically unlock the value early. You can also pair them together in these yield farms and earn the Actuator governance token. We've been talking a lot about this lately. I hear Crispy Man talking about this. Some of the Hex guys are interested in Actuator, and I've used it for a long time. And so I can just tell you that I've tested this out. I've been earning yield in here for, I don't know, maybe a year? Maybe a year now. So obviously I don't jump into these new things without testing them out. And there's always smart contract risk, like LPX as well. There's always smart contract risk, but you can make reasonable double-digit yields. For example, on Hex versus DAI, or let's even see Top Hat, right, versus DAI. You can make some yield on here. 10% APY since inception, based on the volume going through Top Hat. This is liquidity being injected via stablecoins dynamically. Pretty interesting, pretty interesting. And we've got this new platform. Again, Robinhood, Umbra.finance. So who out here is trading Robinhood coins? I know a lot of people. This is like the new meta. Robinhood tokens. What do we think? Does it last a week? Do the Robinhood meme coins last a week? Or Pump Fund basically absorbed Robinhood coins already, so they're bringing it all back to the platform. The problem is it's very hard to integrate a live streaming feature. Okay. Hey, a little baby green candle there on the old pulsechain on Solana. Meanwhile, everything else is wrecked. Yes, yes. Behind says we need creator fees on pump.tires. Yeah, we do have a launch pad. I should show you guys. Pump.tires. This is on pulsechain. Now, here's the reason that I think pulsechain degens, like, people say, oh, there's no motion. There's no motion. First of all, I think that's a dumb word. But it's Gen Z, you know. I'm like the old man getting mad about Gen Z. So, you have a meme coin launch pad on here, but I think we have to realize that a large portion of the culture on pulsechain was influenced by long-term holding. Meme coins are the antithesis of long-term holding. Meme coins are the polar opposite of long-term holding. So a lot of people are in disarray. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance. I mean, people don't understand nuance, right? You know, you could do 10% of your bag degen. You could do 1%, which I think is more reasonable. 99% long-term, 1% scratch your lottery tickets. A lot of this stuff is rife with insiders getting huge allocations and rugging. Everybody knows about rug pulls. Everybody knows what a rug pull is. Least wanted. Least wanted. Moon King, Most. Morbius. Cry, Hood. Is Top Hat still up here? Top Hat should be typically near top overall. There it is, Top Hat. And Peacock. And Zero from the Zero Trust team. Most Wanted. Most Wanted still up there. Swarm, Doubt. I see Doubt making the rounds on X. These guys are bag workers. They do grind. They do post a lot on social media. CVRE was launched on Pump Tires. Now, CVRE, this is actually not a meme coin. This is a real-world asset token that gives you partial ownership in real estate based off a real estate guy that's been doing this for decades. He's tokenizing his multifamily rental units and giving it back to people that want to invest. But you know, let's say you don't have the down payment to invest on a house. You can buy $1,000 of CVRE and then use that later when cash flow starts getting generated for real estate. Very interesting project. Bonnie, this is Richard Hart's first car. A lot of Richard Hart lore going on. X Game was a gambling casino. I don't think it went anywhere. I don't know if it's still around. Caused a lot of drama, as many of these do. RH Pepe. It's kind of funny. The Richard Hart Pepe is pretty iconic, to be honest. Hey, 24K market cap. You guys are buying it because I tweeted it, huh? Get ready for the recreational outrage over on X. So, what else is new? Anybody want me to cover their project on pulsechain? Because we've got a lot of projects that keep launching, a lot of builders. They're still committed. The community is still here. Thundercock again is watching coffee while drinking coffee. It's a very lovely day. Indeed it is, sir. Indeed it is. Is there no way someone can see my transactions on Railgun? Yeah, Light, that is the point of Railgun, is that it's privacy, right? So once you put your ETH into the Railgun helper and it goes into ZK address land, right? Nobody can read any transactions that happened in that area. And when you unshield, that's why you need to wait an hour, right? They make you wait an hour, not only for proof of innocence, but because, let's say you shielded your tokens and you unshielded them like 2 seconds later, well, it'd be pretty obvious that those were your tokens. Another good tip for privacy is try not to unshield the exact same quantity of tokens. Like, let's say you shield 0.123 Ethereum. Then an hour later, you unshield the same 0.123 Ethereum. Like that is not, you know, people can do some analysis, timing analysis. They can do unit analysis. Now, some people just want to watch the world burn, so they see somebody deposit 0.123, and then a totally different person will withdraw and unshield 0.123, which is funny, right? But it really is anonymous, guys. It really is. Get Pulse trending on Solana. We'll bring traction to Pulse Chain. What else do you want me to do, guys? I made your little tweet. For the beggars in the chat, Jim says I will hold this till I die. All right. Fitfish says, should I update the DEX? I don't care if you do or not, bro. It's $300. You want to pay $300 to do so? Go ahead. Go ahead. Update the DEX screener. Update the DEX screener. Oh, we got a little dog out here. That's fun. All right. Yeah, PLS on Solana. Is this it? No, that's not it. Damn, Hex on Solana just crashed hard, huh? Guess that one is over with. It's over with. Market cap 162K. Can we flip it, boys? Can we flip it? That'd be like a 8x from here. I don't know. It's not even coming up when I search it. Now, Robinhood, look, I'm speculating about Robinhood. I don't know if it's going to gain popularity, but I could see the counter argument too. Robinhood's a pretty big company. Like, Robinhood is where a lot of people buy crypto, so for them to have their own chain really does make sense. They could be a player similar to Base, similar to Inc., which is Kraken's chain. Shout out to Kraken for winning their lawsuit, by the way. Winning $22 million back. $22 million back for getting corruptly persecuted by the SEC back in the last Biden administration. Fitfish says, okay. Dude, if you want to pay for DEX Screener, who am I to stop you? I guess I got to copy and paste. Copy and paste the CA over here. No, that didn't work. There we go. Well, here we go, boys. I guess it bonded last night for some reason. I wasn't paying attention. Super thin liquidity. Real Solana shitter right here, boys and girls. Again, if you missed it, all the creator fees generated by Pulse on Solana will be bridged back to Pulse Chain. Airdrops to top hat holders. Let's see what we can do with this. Hey, if anybody wants to update the token info, be my guest. One more time, you can bridge from Solana back to Pulse Chain with USDC on libertyswap.finance. Very cool. Casper Tag says, let's run the raids. All right, run the raids, brother. Do what you can. I'll be here for the next couple hours. I'll be here. I'm here to educate, to serve the people. 49 people in live, and with raids we'll go crazy. Go ahead, raid away. Raid away. Do whatever the trending playbook is. I don't really know. You gotta realize I'm not a trench warrior on Solana by nature, but I'm new to the whole thing. I made my account 3 days ago. 3 days ago. Fion says, should I update the DEX for Pulse? I mean, bro, if you made $300 off of it, sure. I mean, if that's what people, if you think that's going to get you marginal return, go ahead. We'll bring traction to Pulse Chain. What's up, Marcus Roth? Good to see you, Marcus Roth. Guys, I'm reading the chat in YouTube and X, by the way, if you're trying to message me on Pump Fun. It might take a little while. I'm not checking in as much on that one. Let's see about the chat right over here. Little green candle, little recovery. Flip that shit, says Jim. Flip that shit. Pulse on Solana. 24K market cap. Can we break 100? Can we at least break 100? Let's see. Let's go back to my old X profile. Let's see here. Crypto news today. Anything interesting? AI releases a new voice agent. Very good, actually. A very high quality voice agent. Pump Fund deposits $10 million of SOL to Kraken amid community backlash. Oh, so they're dumping? Pump Fund is dumping their coin? They're dumping Solana? I'm a big self-sovereignty advocate. Everyone is free to do what they want with their own money. And they're free to put their money in whatever investment they want to. You're free to believe whatever you want. You're free. You have agency. You don't need to look to somebody else to tell you what to do. Strike launches volatility-proof Bitcoin loans without liquidation. Okay. Pretty boring news day. Let me guess. Everyone's going to be talking about Trump made $1.4 billion. Dang! I'm so triggered. Trump made a meme coin pump and dump scam. Wow. So did everybody else. Guess what? It was your fault for buying it high and selling it low. Ansem says, I won't forget you sissies who didn't bid anything last week but now want to top blast the corpo chain that delisted Solana at the stone bottom. The North remembers. This is actually kind of funny because people don't remember this. Robinhood delisted Solana at the bottom after all the FTX hoopla, all the FTX drama. You guys remember when Sam Bankman-Fried went to jail? I mean, he was the biggest investor in Solana, and a lot of other VCs were trapped in that trade. But they didn't want to let it go. So they had enough marketing dollars to throw at basically making Solana a gambling platform. Because that's the one thing that's recession-proof, is gambling, as we know. The one use case for crypto that survives bull and bear is not long-term investing, which actually does win higher over the long run, but gambling, which is prediction markets, leverage trading, and of course the meme coin casino, which does actually have the highest upside. What is all this garbage crypto news today? SEC to release proposed crypto safe harbor rules in July. The Clarity Act might get passed. If the Clarity Act gets passed, we could see a surge before the end of the year. But they really have to get it passed before the August recess, which I believe is August 7th. So they have exactly 1 month starting today. Loving the content, says one up. Got 100 million more pulse here. Cool. 100 million pulse. That's $600, $700. That's a lot. What are you going to buy with that pulse? That is the question. Anita says, with the money from fees, could you pay my boss? Thank you very much for that. No, but if you qualify for the airdrop, you might get some free money. Bitcoin maximalists. Ooh, Luke Dash Jr. is writing Catholic prayers into Coinbase Bitcoin block transactions. Oh my god, dude. Chill out on the caps lock, bro. You guys have nothing better to do. Not you guys. Some of these Bitcoin maxis, dude, they're like miserable. Someone's complaining that like they're spamming the blockchain with inscriptions. Oh no. Moral outrage. Hey, shout out to Fiat and Crypto for maybe paying for the deck screener. Let's see if he does. Huh. I love it. We got scammers. Scammers trying to at me. A fake Jesse Pollock. You get the blockeroni, sir. Blockaroni and cheese. By the way, there's going to be a pulsechain meetup in Michigan late in a couple weeks, actually. And a big crypto meetup in, what is it, Vancouver? Toronto. Should be a good one. Looking forward to it. Dutch Q says, I'm playing with my PNAS. It's a little inside joke because what he really means is PNAS. Check this out. Little printer token from the old, what's his face? OG Web Chef. Who knows how long it keeps printing for? These always print until they don't. Looks like it's consolidating. Somewhat of a mean reversion pattern on the daily. Not enough to really tell. It's only been around for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Maybe a month, I suppose. A month and a half. Why are we on market cap? Let's look at the price. Price is looking alright. Here's what you want on these printer tokens. You want them to go sideways at least. So you can keep printing and then get rid of them before they crash. I don't know how long that one's going to last, but the name is funny. And it does somehow have the highest, like check this out. If I go to Liberty Swap, go to the pools over here. Somehow PNAS is generating like the second highest volume for all the pools. Interesting. First TVL, highest TVL is Pulse Peacock. And let's see the highest volume. Oh, PNAS has surpassed for the highest volume today. PNAS versus Peacock. Don't you love crypto, boys? Don't you just love it? Oh yeah, 23K. Great. Great. There's this meme coin called RTM that everyone's like, oh, you gotta invest in RTM. Return to memes. I guess this L Chef guy is like streaming every day. But then I tune in and he's just playing video games. He's not even talking about crypto. And he's tweeting at Ansem. I just don't get what you Solana people think motion actually means. I have a very high likelihood that when something does happen, it's designed by insiders. That's my hunch. It's my probability. An organic meme taking off seems more and more unlikely every day. For example, what was the one, Chill House? There was one of these memes that just seemed very manufactured. Bonk seemed kind of manufactured, even though people made money on it. I guess if you're able to figure out who is manufacturing the demand, who's running the marketing, who's running all the fake accounts, right? The faceless accounts that shill meme coins. That's the reason they're all faceless, because if they had a face, people would just go after them for pumping and dumping over and over and over. Anyway, what are some good projects on pulsechain? Look, I tried to compare Pateus, right? Let's refresh the page, see if this changes at all. So, a good way to buy coins on pulsechain, for example, let's go to Top Hat, right? So if I want to buy $600 at Top Hat on Pateus versus this Umbra.finance. Let's go to pulsechain here. Top Hat here. The quotes that it's giving me is 978K and 999K, so Pateus still seems better. Not sure if this is real. Also, it says there's a 5.99% transfer tax, which is just false. So Umbra, I'm not sure what this is all about, but that's not even true. There's no transfer tax. What are you talking about? Is there a transfer tax for your platform? Because 6% transfer tax is pretty bad. I don't know, man. Just my 2 cents on my first little go-arounds. Just testing it live here. Alex J says, I love Most Wanted on pulsechain. Interpol will never catch Richard Hart. Let's go back to pulsechain, shall we? Let's see. pulsechain Most Wanted token. Now this is Richard Hart's meme coin, right? When he launched Pumped Out Tires, or maybe not him, okay, maybe not him. check this coin out. There was a launch pad, pump.tires. This one over here, guys. Look at the screen. This one over here. And when this launch pad launched, 2024, the first couple days were pretty remarkable. I remember rolling everything on my UFO token right into most token, right here. Right here. And we went up about, what was that, 100x from bottom to top? So if you got in super early, right, you captured many hundreds of X's. I mean, 2,580x if you got in the first couple minutes. And if you got it a day later, it did a 10x or so. And then it dumps, basically, you know, forever. That is the game you're playing here, guys. This is the meme coin game, but look at how long it lasted, too. It's pretty interesting. Like, it did last a very long time. 3,500x. And then how much did it drop? So some people might accumulate this one. It might have a bounce back. Like every other meme coin, it dropped 98.6%. Pretty standard. That's what meme coins do. They pump and dump. That's, I mean, hell, that's what every single altcoin's done in crypto. Let's be honest. They've all pumped and dumped because no one believes in anything. Long-term holding has been annihilated in people's minds, and everyone's resorted back to. It's kind of like how bars are recession-proof. People will always drink. But people will always gamble too. Bull market or bear market, people will always gamble. Let's check on the chat. Are we going to make a TG and do the DEX update? You can if you want to, sir. Posture says, let's go. Let's go, indeed. Man, we can't even break 23k market cap. Oh no, there's no motion. It's so easy to be a most whale right now. I don't think Richard will let a coin he put his face on go to zero. Now, you are assuming something, sir. You are assuming that Richard made the coin. Like, I think there's a good chance that Richard's developer made the coin. I mean, think about it. It was one of 8 tokens. There was also Pump. There was also Musk, Mars, all the big cryptos like XRP, Solana, etc. Rabbit says, greets all. Lad Lewis says, well done. Goat Farmer says, coffee voodoo. Coffee voodoo. Can we send this over 1 mil easy with the amount of people we have in here as a team? If you want to, guys, look. What you do with this is out of my control. It is out of my control. Because, look, if I tell people, hey, everybody go ape in, some of you are going to buy high. Some of you are going to sell low. And some of you will cry very, very loud. So, you take the action. You take the responsibility. Alex says, need a DEX screener update. Do I have any idea that we can flip Ansem? My God in heaven, that's huge. Thank you, Goat. I think that's delusion, brother. I don't think we can flip Ansem, but, you know, if we do, I'll be mind blown. Like, I don't think we can flip it, but if we do, holy crap, you know. I mean, he did shill it 3 times, though. He did, didn't he? But I've highlighted coins that I don't own, that I didn't make. Because a green candle's a green candle. It's advertising. Hey, look, there was a big pump on pulsechain, right? You could say that Richard Hart also tweeted the PDI chart a couple times. Until everybody started making up stories and lies about him. So, green candles were the best marketing. Until, basically, you got the QAnon of crypto. Which is PDI. PDI on pulsechain. So, just because you tweet something doesn't mean you own it. And doesn't mean you ever bought it. And doesn't mean you made it. Created it. Like, I just tweeted this coin, right? I didn't create this coin. I never even bought this coin. Maybe I should do another, I'll do like a $25 buy. Just because I don't care. Let me see. You guys like it when I buy 25 bucks with creator fees? Let's see here. Oops. I bought the wrong one. Gotta sell it now. I bought the wrong one. Let's see. Gotta go to pulsechain PLS. Let's see, 25 bucks. Do a little buy on the chart. There you go. There you go. Enjoy. Hit that like, y'all, says John May. I'll buy and crock bag for all. All right, Danny boy. All right, Danny boy. Hex.com Bulgaria says, I only buy Hex. That's right, Hex on pulsechain, my guys. Let's take a look at the chart, shall we? Hex on the pulsechain network. The real Hex. Now this is what I'll get behind. People are like, oh, what's the real Hex? This is the real Hex. The down 99% can't kill the community. This is the real one. Remember how everybody used to say put it on log? now you got to put it on log in the down direction. Down 74% from previous lows. Down 97% from its existence. Now we did have a Conrad Zen, allegedly, mega dip, V-shaped bottom recovery here. Is this the bottom? Could be. The guy still has enough Hex to make another bottom if he wanted to, but maybe he's done selling for now. God, I hope so. Come on, guys. What if we all just agree? Let's just stop selling our Hex for a little bit. Let's do other stuff with it. Let's put it in LPX over here. You could put your Hex. Here's one thing you could do besides dumping your Hex. Stick it in this bad boy. Make 16% APY. How about that? Stick it right there. Stick it right here. Liberty Swap pools. These are Uniswap V3 forked pools. Or maybe Pancake Swap. I don't know. It's a V3 pool. We got 12% here. Only 20K in the TVL. But you can earn 12% right here on your Hex. Now this is more similar to the earlier Hex days with higher yields. Hey, maybe if you don't want your Hex sitting idle, you can put it in here. Just an option. I'm here giving you guys all the options, alright? Just it's good to know all the tools available at your disposal. Hex Wizard says Hex on pulsechain, yes. He did dump all that PDI into most, though. This is true. Now, this is a very fun fact of Richard Hart lore, okay? Richard Hart, and thank you, Alex, for covering this. He did dump all that PDI that he had from the early, I think, the market maker fixer bot. That's what it was called. He dumped it all, and he bought most. And he bought some PulseX. Let's not forget he bought PLSX as well. Basically a signal to say, look, you retards, I'm not behind this. But hey, keep lying to yourselves. Keep lying to yourselves. It doesn't matter whether or not, like, people realize that it's all BS. Because they'll trick themselves. And the people, like, imagine you had, I don't know, $1 million worth of PDI. You have every financial incentive to just lie to make your bag go up. So, I think it's pretty lame. I don't really get off to that kind of thing. I can't pretend that it makes any sense at all. But interesting psychological phenomenon. They should study PDI in psychology books. They really should. Kryptonite says, emoji. We just paid the DEX to be more visible and everyone see the token. Alright, let's take a look, huh? Apparently they just paid for the DEX screener. Take a look here. I don't think it's updated yet. Hey, look at that chart right there. Boom. Look at that 5-minute chart. Wow. Beautiful. It'll probably take effect pretty soon. Degen Strategy has great APY. What's that? Degen Strategy? Is it degenstrategy.com? You gotta give me the link if you want me to go look it up. Kryptonite says pennies. Yes, pennies. Well, Anita, congrats on paying for the deck screener, I suppose. Again, buying pulsechain coins, once you use Liberty Swap, so you bridge in, you buy some pulse, right? $1,000 of pulse. If you want to buy coins like Top Hat, stuff to get that airdrop, I still like Piteas.io, Piteas.io. These guys are doing good work. These guys are doing good routing. They're AI enhanced. They always keep adding more features. This is a very professional team. Umbra's a new player. I got my eye on this one. Again, they got Robinhood. I'm not totally convinced that the routing is better, but it is different. And also, I don't know, I don't like this 6% tax here. This doesn't make any sense at all. The routing is going through, what is this? Pulsex, Liberty. Okay, maybe it's finding more routes, but in a way, it's getting me less coins, theoretically. Look at that. Look at that pumperoni. Everyone make sure you have Twitter gonna launch raids. Alright, Caspa Tags, I'll be here. Man, what happens if I gotta go pee though? I don't know if I can hold my stream. I gotta do another stream, if you know what I mean. I gotta go stream in the bathroom. Let's go back to the news for everybody, huh? The news, the crypto news. Crypto news is pretty lame today. Shout out to Liberty Swap. Liberty Swap is building a block explorer. Everybody always complains, oh, we don't have a working block explorer. Wah. They don't know how much money it costs, first of all, but also, furthermore, Liberty Swap has got you covered. People are going to be able to see their transactions in real time. Now, we do have scan.pulsechain.com. We do have otter.pulsechain.com. These are lightweight, very good options. Open source, free options forked from, you know, existing software. But Liberty Swap seems to have its own coming out. Right now, you actually can go to scan.libertyswap.finance. Let's take a look at that one. Scan.libertyswap.finance. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's put my address in there. Let's put my public DCA wallet in there, huh? Oh, man. Sitting is not good for the body. I'll tell you what. Sitting for too long, not good. There you go. You can see my buys, my DCAs. I wonder what my total, I wonder if it aggregates the total. Awesome. Looks like I've done $14 cost average buys so far. This is nice and fast too. Oh, actually somebody sent me. Shout out to whoever sent me PLSB. I think it was, oh, it's that British guy. I know his face. God, I'm sorry I'm forgetting your name right now, sir. Thank you for the 20 bucks of PLSB. You know what I like about this block explorer is it's very easy, it's very human readable. There's not a whole lot of questions about what this means. You know, a lot of block explorers have a lot of complicated jargon. People don't know how to interpret them. Other people can kind of manufacture stories just because nobody understands how to read it. And we get that happening, we do. But here's a very simple example. Like somebody deposited 0.015 ETH and bought PLSB and sent it to me, I guess. So thank you. Thank you for the $20 Roonies. I really appreciate that, actually. Hey, look, we're going up. 28K market cap, huh? I wonder if it does pump, huh? Coffee, look at Moon King's recent post. Talking shit about you. Fuck Moon King. I'll give him the old blocker Rooney. How about that? I actually don't even care. I don't care who that guy is. What a dork. Swap says greetings. Kryptonite says people getting edgy and fighting their own bags. Dum-dum syndrome. I honestly do think there is more than meets the eye with PDI. There's a ton of uncanny coincidences and connections with the big RH wallets. Why is Moon King such an arrogant douchebag? Dude is so annoying. Hey, I guess that's how he gets his views. People like that. I was always nice to him. Coffee, you got the dang man, dude. You're the dang man, dude. Thank you, Thomas PC. You're the man, too. Need hot coffee. Casper Tag says, new update refresh. Thomas says, I really like turtles. Dex paid as well. Moon King can't stop watching me, little gay boy. He's obsessed with me. Good thing I just blocked him. I bet he's gonna be all butthurt about that. What else is going on in the wonderful world of crypto? Shall we take a look? Nothing much to talk about at the pulsechain prices. By the way, if it wasn't clear, I'll say it one more time for the special dum-dums, alright? I'm bridging the creator fees into pulsechain. I'm airdropping top hat holders. So there you go. I think it's the 10th time I've said that this stream. Pillaging back to pulsechain. I didn't make this coin. PLS on Solana. If somebody gave me the creator fees, I'd figure, hey, why not try something new? Why not try something new? Because doing the same old thing for 5 long, grueling years, maybe, God forbid, we try something new. Unless some little drama girls want to go cry about it on social media, so be it. They can sleep well thinking about me at night. ETH is down 6% from recent high after rejection of the moving average. Next supports are 1670, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin still wick down to 55K. I really wouldn't. Everything else on sale on pulsechain. Yeah, core coins are definitely on sale, as they have been for a long, long time. I'm going to keep buying these coins. These are my coins that I think are long-term holds, and only time will tell. Thing is, like, and what these coins do. PulseX, buy and burn, Hex, long-term mining. PLS, fork of Ethereum. Cheaper, faster. It's really okay. You could simply go touch grass. A lot of people just can't do that. They love keyboard warrior. They love typing on that keyboard, gossiping, Grown men gossiping. Very feminine trait. LMAO Robinhood chain is just some white label Arbitrum package. Reminds me of Monad. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these coins, I don't know. Robinhood is different, though. Robinhood is different than Monad, and it's different than Arbitrum because they have a whole company behind them. Again, they have like a crypto company, a stock company. Robinhood's been around for a long time. Over a decade, I think. So they have a very successful company behind them, which is why Base got so popular. That's why Binance Smart Chain got so popular. They had pre-existing success and they rolled it in. So Robinhood actually does have probably a chance at survival, but I mean, it might also die by the wayside. We'll see. Top hat and most pool on emit. Oh yeah, emit.farms, right? Let's take a look. Emit.farms. So this is a yield farming protocol on pulsechain. You can actually bond your top hat to, and a lot of other coins, core coins. You can bond them here for, well, very, very low APR. In the form of a MIT token. I think you're also earning fees, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Vouch with Pulse, for example, 16% APR here. This is a very attractive play. This is just staked Pulse, and you're just bonding it with more Pulse. So you're scaling out of V-Pulse as it goes up naturally. 16K APR, 16% rather. Now, there's only 10K liquidity, so if you added 10K, the APR would go down to 8%. But think about it like you're earning 8% APR on top of the 10% yield that you're getting from Vouch. Top Hat and Surf, you can bond together for 43% APR. I don't know if anybody's really too interested in Surf token. There's some good actuator farms over here. 45% for bonding Hex with 7,000, HTT 7,000. That's a 7,000 day Hex stake, by the way. Where's the most token? I think I might have passed it up. I don't see the farm here anymore, guys. On emit.farm. I don't know. I don't know where it went. Robinhood just did some big moves and it has over 28 million users. I think by the end of the year it could take base. Only time will tell. You know, it could. I don't know if it's like absolutely going to. Alan X says, Coffee, what's up, bro? Kryptonite says they stopped that farm out. That makes sense, I guess. That's fine if they stopped it. Thanks for the background music, of course, of course. It's going to be 1 million tonight. Let's get it, boys. What else is going on? I don't know if most users will split all their wallets up, but damn, maybe I bought too much. I had most. I don't have it anymore, but I didn't split my wallets up. I just had it in one wallet. So we check back in on the old fake pulse. 28K market cap. Deck screener update looks nice, you say? Alright, let's take a look at it. $12K liquidity. I mean, it looks all right. Pulse on Solana the future. It's the same exact thing. Pulse on Solana. Lol. Well, look. Creator fees, huh? How are creator fees looking? I'll check it later. I don't even want to check it right now. Have I spoken with Hexo lately? He seems to be really quiet. Why don't I try to stream with him just for fun? Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I'll reach out to him now. How about that? Tell Hexo to get off the couch. I was asleep when most launched, was gutted, but knew it was the top 3 days during the euphoria. Yeah. I was lucky I was awake because I think it launched at around 11 p.m. Someone texted me about it. I was like, no way. People couldn't believe their eyes. A lot of moral outrage. No, meme coins. Meme coins are bad. A lot of lack of nuance, right? Meme coins are gambling. But if you play the slot machine once or twice, are you an evil villain? That was what a lot of people thought when Pump.Tires came out. They were like, how could Richard do this? It's like, man, a successful business is a successful business. Look at Pump.Fun. It actually generated a lot of hype and attention and fees for people. And guess what? Solana is still down 80% from all-time high. Crypto Knight says, coffee, you helped me get in early and make more than one double. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Crypto Knight. My pleasure to help. Hex Wizard says, I love memes. Hex Wizard's actually very good at memes. Go follow Hex Wizard on X or YouTube. I think you're mainly on X, right? He makes good memes, guys. He makes good memes. Crypto J says, you're going to kill it when pulsechain turns around. I believe in most a lot. Okay, cool. I remember talking to Crypto Coffee in 2020 about running newspaper ads in the United States for Hex. That's right. That's why cryfagging is kind of hypocritical in a bull run. Pulsechain last year. Just not in cores, really. PLSB is massive. Fat Sammy is the top G. BTC Max is going to be hurt, but we got the best Bitcoin on Pulsechain. It's funny, it's like you put Bitcoin on Pulsechain, and then you put Pulsechain on Solana, and everybody cries. Everybody cries and tries to make it a fucking issue. If you guys are that bored with your life, look. If you are that bored, where you need to recreationally get outraged on Twitter all day, try something else. Life is supposed to be more fun. Life isn't supposed to be you getting angry like a female all the time. You just logging in, ready to go to war. Get mad. Who am I going to get mad at today? That's what some people actually think. That's how they treat it. They log in. Who am I going to craft a narrative about today? None of it's real, bros. We're all going to die. Let's try to lighten up. Ooh, 20 million hex stake halted early. They made some yield. They halted it 5 out of 30 days on Ethereum. 5 out of 30 days. Interesting. Doesn't that mean they lost it all? No, they didn't lose it all. Oh, hex on Ethereum. Odd. I wonder why. Guys, don't end your hex stakes early. I mean, this should go without saying. Why crypto on and off ramps are broken, and why provex.com and peer.xyz could save us. You can use apps you already have, like Venmo, Cash App, fintech apps you already have, PayPal, and you can pay somebody else and then they give you an escrow, the USDC. So what it ends up being is a no KYC on-ramp. No need to show your face, no need to show your selfie photo, your hostage photo, no need to put your information online to get stolen from you later. Eddie says, what am I doing to make my female so angry? I'm not, brother. I'm not. I accumulate coins for years and now exiting pulsechain DCA into a few pulsechain memes weekly. Could I publish something on page X of the pulsechain saying what you are going to do with the Solana token? I'm going to airdrop all the creator fees. I told you guys already. To top hat holders on pulsechain. Top hats only on pulsechain. Hey, yo, coffee, top hat. What's up, the Holland? How you doing? DocsBet says much love. I accumulate cores for years and now exiting DCA into a few pulsechain memes weekly. That's not a bad idea, I think. Mr. Crypto JSY, Mr. Crypto JSY. We've been going for an hour, guys. If I run to the bathroom and I come back, are you gonna stay here? Because I gotta go pretty bad. I gotta go to the banyo. Stay here. Back. I'm back, boys and girls. Do not fear. I've arrived. Top Hat outperformed Hex. That's something. Jesus Christ, right? Top Hat really did outperform Hex. Isn't that sad? Johnny says, I thought I had some, but I don't. Hi, Coffee. When is this stuff pumping? Look, I would give it maybe 6 months to a year. Johnny says, hey, Coffee, when you get done peeing, could you drop the address for Top Hat? Want to make sure I'm getting the right token. Of course I can. I mean, Top Hat comes up pretty much first on everything right here. This is Top Hat. Bonded to Peacock, bonded to Pulse. Right here. This is the only Top Hat contract address. It's only on pulsechain. And let me just go ahead and put it right here for you guys in the chat. It's the only CA for Top Hat, boys. It's going out to YouTube, Twitter, and X. Hey! The Holland on G says, drinks on me, brother. Stay hydrated for the summer. Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5 tip. The Holland ONG on God. I'm going to assume it means on God. Thank you. Tips are appreciated. I don't know what I can buy with that, but maybe a nice alkaline water. Hacks for life, by the way, guys. Still here. Still here. John May says, thanks, you're awesome, brother. Appreciate you. Mr. Crypto JSY says, I know I got airdrop 9mm on other chains and sold those copies, but don't know if the exchange is working as normal. To me, it seems like the number 2 exchange on PLS. Okay. I mean, objectively speaking, just Liberty Swap is the number 2 right now. Look at the volume on Liberty Swap. I mean, let's compare. Here. Let's compare. 9mm .pro. Because let's just compare the volume, right? On the DEX. DEX.9mm.pro. And the volume on, let's see. Oh, I'm only searching for Hex right now. That was accidentally in the search bar there. So last time I checked, Liberty Swap is doing about 20% of the volume of PulseX. PulseX is doing maybe, what, $3 million in daily volume? Maybe 2-3 million now at the all-time lows. But here we've got 160, 160, let's call it 320. Let's call it 400. Maybe let's call it 500K. You know, 500K versus 3 million. It's like 1/6, 1/5. Let's call it like 16 to 20%. Oh, we got a notification. Hey, the Hollow Note, she did another one. Maybe this is enough for a strawberry fresca. Strawberry fresca, what is that? Is that a type of drink? Thanks. Thank you, Holland. Thank you, Holland. Love you, dude. Doc's bet says WB. I don't know what that means. All right, where were we? Let's go take a look at 9mm. Liquidity. 9mm liquidity. Oh, we gotta go to the stats. All right. Now it says TVL 2.6 million, but then you look at the pools and it's like, oh, 1 million of that is Johnny's coin. And a bunch of that is just like the base pairs. Not a whole lot going on here. Volume is 208,000. So yeah, as you can see, the volume on Liberty Swap is clearly past above 208,000. So Liberty Swap's number 2, 9mm is probably number 3. Maybe 9inch is still around. I don't think they're doing that much volume at all anymore because I don't know if they stopped working on it. I think they're working on it. They're maintaining it, let's say. But they're not marketing it. They're definitely not marketing it. Docs Mets means welcome back. Oh, welcome back. I guess I'm not online enough to know that. Welcome back. Enzu says, God bless you, coffee to the moon. Yes, baby, to the moon. What else is going on? New block explorer. Everyone's always bitching and moaning. Pulsechain doesn't have a block explorer. Is that going to keep someone from buying Pulsechain? Let me ask you this. When you got into crypto, did you care about a block explorer? Did you really? Did you ask, I wonder which of these chains has a better block explorer? No, you just want to track wallets all day because you got nothing better to do. Go outside. Try going outside. Touch grass. What are you going to do? Craft some BS narrative? Oh, I found out who's selling. I did the chain analysis. You wasted 8 hours of your life. And you're still guessing. Oh, man. I'm trying to get people to stop wasting their time. I never tried Liberty Swap. Mr. Crypto J, I really like Liberty Swap. Let's remove some zeros on Hex on Pulsechain. I agree. Hex on Pulsechain, right? Looks like you freaking Jeets over on Solana can't keep anything past 21 market cap. Hence why we're not on Solana. Hence why I'm moving all the creator fees back over. Let's go back to pulsechainstats.com. W to those who didn't pivot from DeFi and AI surveillance into AI surveillance tech. I mean, look, everyone's using AI these days. It does do a lot of surveillance. You probably do have to be careful. Might be a little dystopian one day. Alex says, I would love if we finally started going up. Me too, brother. I really would. 12 monthly red candles has been brutal. You don't need to tell me about 12 monthly candles being tough. It is tough, but here we are. Here we are. Checks My Pulse says, what's shaking Hexicans? How you doing, Checks My Pulse? Thundercuck says, when the bull market is back, these $4.99 tips will be $499, $4,099. I can't wait for that, Thundercuck. I do remember in 2021, the tips were very generous. I mean, there were days when I got $500 tips. I mean, people were just happy. Hey, let that be a signal to everybody. But a $5 tip at the bottom of the bear is pretty remarkable, isn't it? Let's make these numbers look green. Let's talk about the month. The monthly chart. How about that? Can we at least enjoy that Hex is up 26% on the month, Pulse is up 7% on the month, PulseX is up 15% on the month, and ProveX, has it bottomed? Has it bottomed? It's up 32% in the last 30 days. Inc is up 23% in the last 30 days. What's a degen to do? What's a man to do, boys? Dollar cost average, try to stay productive, try to make some money in the meantime. Checks My Pulse says, good afternoon, thanks for streaming. Lucky Luke says, yo, coffee, LFG. What's up, Lucky Luke? How you doing? What else is going on? Updated deck screener for Pulse on Solana. The degens are at it again. Yet we still can't break 25k market cap, it seems. Let's see. 19k market cap. So pitiful. What do you guys want me to say? Sell everything and go buy Pulse on Solana. Yeah, right. Coxbet says, I have some nice signals on ProveX. Who knows? Massive divergences too. Let me take a look at that, shall we? I mean, look, we did dip below the initial price. There's just not that much time history. ProveX has only been around for, what, 4 months? Yeah, we got 5 monthly candles on ProveX. Although that 3725 mark looks like where we wicked up to at the end of last month. And it's also where we started out the price at. But think about where you start the price of a coin is arbitrary when you think about it. You can start the price of the coin at any price you want to. Thundercuck says, everyone in the chat, we gonna make it. That's right. Glockmatic says, W to those who didn't pivot. Yep. Enzo says, working on 500 million PLS goal. That's good, right? That's about 500 million pulse is what? 700 times 5, about $3,500. Not a bad place to start. Fion says, only 1,000x away from making you a millionaire. Can we pump it 1,000x, boys? That'll be up to you. Followed you in 22. Good to see you're still out here. Thank you, KNN. Where else am I going to go? Crypto is what I know. I've spent 6 years building a following, starting a channel, speaking about what I believe in. I believe in hacks, decentralization, real DeFi, long-term holding. Basically sticking it to the man. Being able to say, no, you can't touch my money. And maybe it'll pump. Maybe, God forbid, it actually makes some plebs financially free so they pull themselves out of the trenches. That's what it did for me over the course of 10, 11 years. Maybe it's been 12 years now. Definitely up from when I started, but I'm still also down 90-something%. We all are, let's be honest, especially if you were brand new in 2021. So yes, I've lost a lot on paper, but this is not my first rodeo. We're holding for the gains, but we're also holding for the freedom. Financial freedom means something different to every different person. Wonder is Richard will update pump tires. Like I said, I heard Liberty Swap alluded to the fact that maybe they would do something with live streaming meme coins. Not quite sure. How did I like the tracks yesterday, says Checks My Pulse. I did like it a lot. KNN says amen. Hex Wizard says community is the asset. Yes, it is. Community is the asset. All you guys watching, 500 viewers. 500 live viewers. Thank you for being here, friends. We must be into BDSM because we are wrecked right now. But we're still here. Dogecoin used to have 400,000 holders. Then in 2021, it grew to 4.8 million holders, and the price went up 150x due to Elon Musk. So Metcalfe's law is what we're after. I believe in. I believe what Sami said there. Go follow your friend Sami on X. 100x would have been clean, but we'll take a 90x on Ansem. No, we won't. Not anymore. If you did make a 90x on Ansem, congratulations, I guess. I was not early to that. Who did it better, me or LeBron? Oh, Gabriel Haynes. Go follow Gabriel Haynes. Hilarious. Elon Musk once tweeted he has a fondness for Hex, and of course, the Hexicans had a heyday with that one. Mr. Crypto JSY says, all the boomers are buying ETH. This is what I'm seeing. It's not even the boomers. It's really the institutional money, which, yeah, I guess that is boomers. They're buying ETH because of its practicality. It's good for AI, it's good for stablecoins, and it's good for tokenized stocks. Tokenized real estate, real-world assets. So people were trying to address the TAM, the total addressable market, right? And they were only looking at it from a lens of crypto being $2 trillion. Oh, how much TAM can we capture here? The TAM of Ethereum is like $400 trillion. It goes beyond the crypto market. The entire money system of the world is coming onto the EVM machine. It feels so obvious that it just hurts because the price is down so much. I mean, I'll keep talking about it till the cows come home, but what else can we say that hasn't been said a million times? AI agents are going to use ETH as the substrate. Stablecoins. The USA is going to export their dollar dominance. They're treasuries, right? Other countries whose dollars suck even more, locally, the local currency, they would rather use USD a lot of the times. So if a company wants to issue USD and they want to back it by cash and treasuries, well, that's a good way for the USA to offload some of their debt. By the way, if you didn't know, treasuries are debt. Like when you're buying a US treasury, they're giving you a fixed APY and it's paid back by the government. The government's literally in debt. They're giving away debt. A loan. Anita says I'm terrible. Anita, go block me then. Why are you still here following me, Anita? Go cry somewhere else. DocsBet says I'm using the 3-day chart with stochastic 14.3 for ProveX. Let's see here. And Anita must be a real degen. Don't worry, I'll block you so you never have to see me again. I will save you from ever having to watch me by blocking you so I don't live rent-free in your mind. You are free. You have been liberated from thinking about me and obsessing about me. You're welcome. You're welcome. Super Duper Artichoke says, holy crap, coffee is live. Yes, I am. Hello, Super Duper Artichoke. I like your name, sir. It's kind of funny. Mr. Cryptos JSY says a 5 to 10x in ETH is massive for the people. Yes, it is. I will save you from ever having to watch me. Wow. Whiny little babies on the internet. People love to gossip, don't they? Love to flap their little lips all day long. It does us no good, brothers. We're better than that. We're better than that. We don't waste our time gossiping. But hey, if anything, that's a signal. Signal of growth. If people aren't talking about you, then they don't even know who you are. There's basically people that do stuff and people that don't do stuff. And the people that don't do anything, they talk about the people doing stuff because they're too afraid to do stuff for themselves. SSN says, love you, bro. Thank you. I don't know you, but I'm sure you're a great guy. Kane says, if Elon Musk does a money spread, is that an exotic top signal? I don't know what that means. A money spread? What do you mean by a money spread? Real Dave says, I still believe. I bought more PLS yesterday. Watched a video about quantum entanglement. You just have to really believe something, and quantum entanglement will make it happen. Yeah, they dumbed it down, right? It's that simple. I do believe that there's a lot of people with their life force energy, their psychic energy, trying to make this dream a reality, trying to pump pulsechain. Is there any reality to that? Well, everything that exists in the world today came from a thought in somebody's mind and the effort that was put forward to make it happen. So maybe there's something to it. Hex Wizard says, we do stuff. We do stuff. We do stuff. Everybody watching, we do stuff. We don't just sit around. Oh no, am I lagging? Based on Pampy, PLS is the easiest to pump with liquidity injection across the board. The price of pulsechain may have changed, but the underlying value has not. Thundercuck says, pain is certain in life, but suffering is optional. Having no expectations is a catchphrase in Hex, but also a very good way to live your life. I suppose I agree. What other cool dApps are there on pulsechain? I'd love to learn more about ZKX Wallet. So I love ZKX Wallet. That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. ZKXWallet.com. This is the premier privacy wallet. Now we've also got Internet Money. InternetMoney.io. And they're two very good wallets. But this one has privacy baked in. It's got Railgun, so you can fund fresh addresses where nobody can track you. And I think that's one of the most annoying parts of crypto, is people just fucking your wallets all day long. Isn't that annoying? Like, imagine people snooping around into your bank account, trying to see, ooh, I wonder how much money this guy has. I wonder if he's buying something or selling something. You have a right to privacy. And you have a right to not get fucked by a bunch of losers with nothing better to do. Your Crypto, private by design. Shout out to Liberty Swap team for ZKX Wallet. Guys, am I lagging? Prubex came out and then just disappeared. It is interesting. I wonder why Richard hasn't really spoken much about Prubex. Maybe he's trying to develop the next use case for it. All we can do is speculate. Did I full port the meme coin that will inevitably be launched on Solana? No. What are you talking about? I didn't buy any of it. What other cool dApps are there on pulsechain? Oh yeah, I've already answered that question. Enzo says, yeah man, God bless you. Gisley says hi. Docsbet says no lag, I'm good. Okay, good. My computer's lagging, I guess. The lag is fine because audio is fine. Cool. Testing. And there's this dog outside my office that just keeps coming by. Keeps sniffing around. Keeps on distracting me. Alan says I'm not lagging. Cool. Do I trust the ZKX wallet that I can just put everything in there? That is a good question. No, I would put stuff in your I would attach something to a hardware wallet. Maybe if you're going to use ZKX, but let's use that one in tandem with MetaMask. Like cold storage with MetaMask is probably still the best with a hardware wallet. Those are for the coins that you just don't touch. But, you know, I don't mind playing around with ZKX wallet. Maybe it'd be nice if the Liberty Swap team, you know, revealed some audits. Maybe they reveal their code or something. Archie Exikin says, Peach emoji. There's a new token NFT platform creating Solana tokens. I'm not a Solana guy, guys. Crypto Life School says I have a lot of Pulse, but not sure if I should get more P-Hex. I'm loaded up though. Yeah, I mean, I'm buying a little bit more. A couple $100 here and there. P-Hex, PulseX. I imagine they might pump more than Pulse itself because you have to buy Pulse just to get to the endpoint, you know? Super Duper Artichoke says, Chaos. Is Johnny Chaos here? Hey, Crypto 7's in the house. Welcome, Crypto 7. Where's Johnny Chaos? Chaotic Creations is in the house. Welcome. Going fully caffeinated on the trolls. Yes. Yes, I am lagging, says Pulse Rider. Small delay on video. Maybe it's time to wrap this up then. Maybe we wrap up the stream. I wonder what it is that's lagging everything. Maybe it's QuickTime Player. I'll quit out of that. Quit all my other apps. Richard Hart doing a money spread will definitely be a top signal for us. Remember when he shot the money gun? Oh, yeah. I'm saying if Elon does a money spread, do you guys go buy the meme coin they'll make? I mean, if Elon does anything, they're going to make 1 million meme coins out of it. Eddie says, do I have pets? Not currently, no. But the people in the office next to me do. Apparently. I was living with 2 cats. I love cats. I love dogs. I've lived with both. Actually, I am currently living with a dog. And chickens. Chickens in the backyard. Just jokes, coffee, not serious. I mean, look, anything Elon does, they're going to make memes out of it. So yeah, people are going to go chase that. You got a real point there. Bitchcracker says ZKX has too many features, both web and app. Yeah, I've heard some people saying like they had issues with ZKX wallet. I've never really had too many issues with it. I really like it. I think it's smooth, pretty good. Hex Wizard says it's the porn. Oh yeah, I gotta X out of all the porn. Goonin. It's the goon lag. Okay, didn't know that I'm not a Solana guy. Not normally, sir. That's why we got pulsechain on Solana right here. Let's take one last look at it. Looks like very little motion, 15k market cap, but hey, it'd be cool if it just keeps running. If anybody wants to revive that, I would appreciate it. I do get creator fees. I am known for not rugging my coins. This is not that hard of a concept, but to not dump all the coins and run away, pretty easy thing to do. So, I'm not a serial rugger. Yo, Crypto7, $10, no lag, bro, keep going. Thank you, Crypto7. Thank you for telling me what I needed to hear. And that is 10 pounds, by the way, 10 pounds, not dollars. I think a pound is stronger than a dollar, so maybe it's like 12. Thank you, bro, Chacho. Kryptonite says free range. I mean, they're as free as the backyard is big. They're not that free. Still running around in a tiny little area. That dog's trying to look at my wallets. Yeah, he's trying to spy on me. It's a CIA spy dog. Just kidding. The CIA is watching probably. Hi NSA. Hi CIA. Just your friendly neighborhood crypto bro here. Checks my pulse says I have 12 chickens. 3 turned out to be roosters and have a go. Wow. And have to go. Yeah, you can only have one rooster, right? One rooster and a bunch of hens in the hen house. How much are you selling your roosters for? But do I live on top of a sandwich shop? No comment. You guys know I live in Richard's basement, right? Super Duper Artichoke says, coffee, am I using actuator? Yes, I am, actually. I actually am using actuator. So I got HTT 7000 token and Hex token. And I put them together in a liquidity pool. And I got a bunch of actuator tokens. ACTR governance tokens. This is interesting. For people that care about Hex, I know a lot of people don't care about Hex right now. But because the yield is actually down to what could be called a more manageable level, like a more realistic 1%, 2%, 3% APY, the yield of Hex actually matches what a CD, certificate of deposit, would yield in the real world. But nobody wants the volatility for only 2 to 3% APY. So if Hex survives long enough to become legitimized and maybe even stabilizes, I wonder if Richard's taken a back seat to maybe change the entire... The thing about the early days of Hex is that it became very clear that there was a cult of personality. Richard Hart meant too much to too many people. I tried to tell people, look, don't worship the guy. He's not a god. He might be smart, but he's not like your overlord that has all the right answers all the time. And I think he even admitted in one of his old tweets that you only get to make a first impression once. So perhaps he's waiting until his old reputation wears down. Time does heal everything in that sense. It really does. People forget. There will always be the memes. But he even tweeted that the Richard that you saw in the movie died and was replaced by humble Richard. So maybe we get a new form of Richard that's potentially more professional to allow Hex to get more global adoption. Maybe he never comes back. A scenario where Richard never comes back. Would that be the worst thing? Bringing them to an auction, probably 15 per rooster. Damn. It's kind of not that much for a rooster. I didn't know they were that cheap. When do you think Richie is pumping pulse if ETH hits 10k? Probably somewhere along the line. Probably he might start as early as 5k or 6k if he does. For all we know, he's been bridging ETH anonymously into pulsechain as we speak. I mean, because Liberty Swap developed an anonymous railgun bridge. So let's not forget that part. Super Duper Artichoke says treasuries are about 3 to 4%. Makes you think that when there's a recession or depression, could be a direct competitor against treasuries during that time. Exactly. I mean, it could be, but it would have to become stable and legitimized. Right now, we clearly don't have a mature market participants. You know what I mean? Hex is not mature market participants. Thundercuck says, well, the cult following has moved on to coffee now. Boys, are we starting a cult here? Are we starting a new cult? I'm down. But I'm not your leader. In this cult, everybody is their own leader. It's the cult of self-sovereignty. So no chance of Richard money spread. When you say money spread, you mean the money gun? Where he was shooting the money gun? Yo, thank you for the $10 super chat. This week shrugged off Michael Saylor selling. That is interesting. Iran, I should say. And red markets. Bullish, tide is changing, bull is starting, ETH has bottomed. Maybe ETH has bottomed. Maybe ETH has bottomed. But also maybe not. It is still very possible that Bitcoin wicks down to 55K. We still must realize that the majority of the market is trapped in centralized exchange, liquidity hunting. They're just sitting ducks out there. If you're just a random regular guy and you got like a 5x long position on Binance, you're a sitting duck. You're just waiting to get liquidation hunted. So they're still doing this. The market makers are still suppressing the ETF pumps. I believe that's what a lot of this suppression has come from. Like structurally, that's where I think we haven't gotten these blow off tops in Ethereum yet. But yeah, they can't really use the Michael Saylor selling as a bearish excuse anymore. I think strategy. I should say it's called strategy now. I think they're going to be fine for a little while. Maybe they'll implode, but we need like a prolonged Bitcoin bear market for strategy to really, really get into trouble. Like if Bitcoin wicks down, I think strategy can survive that. Holy crap, thank you for the another 10 pounds. I got 20 pounds. I wouldn't mind gaining 20 pounds, if you know what I mean. Roids, anybody? Just kidding. This week says we shrugged it. Yeah, I mean, look. Saylor is not like the determining factor of markets, okay? I think Michael Saylor right now is one of those retroactively applied reasons as to why the price went up or down. People love to use other individuals. Say, oh, it's all this guy or that guy. We love hindsight, putting the story together, connecting dots, where really it's just liquidity dynamics. It's buyers and sellers. And a lot of this liquidity stuff happens on centralized exchanges and market makers with billions of dollars to move the price around at their will. Like, did you know they can naked short the ETFs? They have special regulations if you can mint ETFs. You can also short them with infinite amounts. With no collateral, basically. DCA your roosters into P-Hex. That's right, Hex Wizard. You know, 1 million Hex is basically... How many roosters is 1 million Hex? $1,000, right? Divided by 15. You can get 1 million Hex today for 66 roosters. It's a fire sale, boys. Get your cocks ready. 1 rooster to 20 hens is the norm. Wow. These fuckers be terrorizing the hens and raping them constantly. Yeah, man. Chickens are really, really mean. You ever hear the term pecking order? You guys have heard that term before, right? Yeah, they're basically dinosaurs. They're lizards with feathers. Very small brains, very large amygdala. And if you're weak, they will just peck you to death. If you're a weak hen. I'm glad I wasn't reincarnated into a weak hen. That'd be tough out there. Hey, thanks again to Crashy, which is actually Crypto 7. Well, maybe, I don't know if I should say that. Crypto Kings, welcome. What up, Crypto Kings? It's a good friend of mine, Crypto Kings. John Doe says, fastest way to get from pulsechain to Robinhood, LMAO. Well, look, like I said, Umbra.finance. Robinhood, pulsechain. Hex Wizard. Lucky Luke says, Sailors, Poker Face Zombie as per P. Stein. Super Duper Artichoke, have I looked into Clarity and Parity Acts? I don't know what the Parity Act is, but the Clarity Act, like I said earlier in the stream, they're trying to really push it along before August 7th. They have a month to do so before Congress goes on recess. Now, if they don't get it passed, it's not the end of the world. It's not like, oh, no clarity and then crypto can't pump. I believe crypto can pump without the Clarity Act. What people want to know is that they're not going to get sued in the US of A for building an exchange or making a smart contract or developing some crypto code or starting a business related to crypto. That's what the people care about. So the more positive legislation we have, the better. But we've already got Genius. We've got SEC victory for pulsechain and Richard Hart. We've got like Kraken fighting back. A lot of the big companies, even Coinbase. I'm under the impression that the three-letter agencies of the USA, even if we do get a very democratic president next time, that they understand crypto enough at this point to know that it has an economic benefit for the USA. And that there's really, you don't get a whole lot of return in just recklessly suing everybody out there like they did in 2023, 2022. When really that whole thing was an overreaction to them missing FTX and all the fraud at FTX. People don't remember this narrative, but the SEC was basically embarrassed that they let this little Sam Bankman-Fried kid run around, steal everyone's money. Then the whole thing, a lot of his loans and stuff backed by FTT all collapsed, went down. And the SEC was like, oh crap, that was kind of our job to kind of audit them. Meanwhile, they were having backdoor deals with Sam Bankman fraud. So then they just decided to assume guilty until proven innocent for everybody else. Most of those players were actually doing the right thing. Occasionally, yeah, they caught a couple bad guys. But a broken clock is right twice a day. Like if you're on a wild goose chase, yeah, you're going to catch some bad guys. Then you're going to catch some wild geese. Hey, we got chicken emojis. Start selling your cocks. That's right. 1 million market cap or I chop it off, boys. I have the bottom for October 25th, 2027. Oh, God. I hope not. But for BTC, but we don't necessarily need to wait for BTC on our end. Aren't a lot of people saying October 2026? Yo, another one. Oh, we got 3 in a row. Thank you so much to Crashy. Seriously, your generosity is very much appreciated. America's the land of the feathered serpent. Ah, very interesting. What's that, a dragon? Yo, Hex Wizard. Holy crap, man. Hex Wizard says, thanks for doing stuff, Coffee. You do more than people realize. Bro, you just made my day, really. I love all the support. I really do appreciate it. And all these little gossiping faggots can get blocked. Fuck off. Thank you, Hex Wizard. Thank you so much. I love your memes, bro. Multiverse Ape says LFG. Crypto Life School says keep it going, Coffee. That's right. Super Duper Artichoke says regardless you held or sold those tokens, you must pay, but instead of instantly, you have a 5-year deferral. Oh, so he's talking about the Parity Act. I didn't know about this Parity Act. Basically extends the staking taxation. So when you unstake, you have 5 years to pay income tax on the yield that you got from unstaking. Interesting. So if you unstaked a Hex stake, then you would have 5 years to pay the yield on it? Crypto7 says, yeah, October for Bitcoin and ETH. And XRP, ETC bottomed in June 2022. Yes, a lot are saying 2026. FTX was a money laundering scheme by the Dems to anonymously fund campaigns and private interests. Kind of true, checks my pulse. Like, that was kind of true. But you gotta realize he donated to both sides. He donated to some Republicans too. He was just playing the game. He was just trying to get in good with the boys, you know, the powers that be. And it worked for a little while until the price of FTT crashed. And the price of FTT crashed, everybody was like, wait, don't we have some loans or some like promised FTT token? Some creditor guarantee? So it caused this fear, this ripple effect, and everybody was like pulling out their investments. I mean, yeah. I don't think it was a purely Democratic thing, but he definitely donated a lot of money to the Democrats, that's for sure. The Guy Hooker. The Guy Hooker says, buy eHex or pHex. I'll tell you what I'm doing and not what you should do. I don't give financial advice. I am buying pHex. That is what I am doing. Now, you will find people online that will tell you other things. They'll tell you about eHex. That's okay. To each their own. That's what I'm doing. I believe that the economic liquidity, the economic energy being focused on one chain is easier than trying to spread it among multiple chains. And people do bridge their eHex into pulsechain sometimes, and sometimes they bond it with pHex, for example. But that's a little more advanced of a thing, and we've seen that not a lot of people have actually done that. Like, how much eHex liquidity is bonded to pHex right now? $500,000? Not even. There's maybe 150, let's call it 200K of eHex bonded to Pulse. And there's maybe 250K of eHex bonded to Pulse pHex. I mean, it's not, it's something. It's something, but we didn't do that whole everybody get together, band together, do the same thing. Hexforce says, coffee, long time no see. How's it going, brother? I've quadrupled my bags during this bear. That's right. Kryptonite says, yeah. Welcome back, Hexforce. Congrats on quadrupling your bags. I don't think I've quadrupled my bags, but I think I might have maybe 1.5x or something. Roughly estimating there. Maybe doubled, if I'm lucky. John May says, I'm never paying tax. F that. They're stealing my money enough already. They can get it from the roof. Johnny, that is a very American thing of you to say. Our forefathers would be proud. George Washington just shed a single tear for you, Johnny. Eddie Man says, Hex Wizard, the stream is pumping. John May says, the Fed and IRS are the most unconstitutional BS ever seen here in this country. I mean, it's true, right? Income tax wasn't even around for the first 150 years of America. Can you believe that? And then at first they said, oh, it's just for the rich. It's just for the very, very top 1%. Then they took more and more and more. Until now, you're making $80K a year, you're paying a quarter of that to the government. All these jobs saying, oh, we're paying you $100,000 a year. They might as well just say $75K a year. Because you're not actually making $100,000 a year. It's like you got to do the tax thing in your head. It's so stupid, man. Taxation is theft, but I don't want to go to jail. So I'm going to pay my taxes. Because they are kind of, they have guns. Hex Wizard says, yes, I advise everyone to hype this stream on YouTube and hit the like and share. Checks my pulse says I take turns DCAing into core tokens. I have favored hexes though, because it was all built for hex. Yes. Kryptonite says I managed to double, very proud. Good job, Kryptonite. Manitalk Sesh says that's awesome, congratulations. Freeman says I've come. You know that meme of like Kamala and Trump, and she's like, do not come, and then Trump is like, I'm gonna come, and the crowd goes wild. That's what I thought of. John May. The Guy Hooker says, would you say it is a good amount? What would you say is a good amount to have for Hex? Dude, that's one of those questions like when is my Pokemon card collection going to be good enough, right? Like, How much money do you need to retire? It just depends on what you want to do. I need 300K. Do you think 2 to 3 million hex can do that? I know not financial advice. Yes. I mean, yeah. What, 3 million hex at 10 cent hex is 300K. Look, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a financial advisor. I do think that is possible. Why? I've seen it happen. I understand liquidity. I understand that hex going back to 10 cents is a scenario that might be greater than 50-50. But man, we're all just hoping for the best here. We're doing what we can. We're doing what we can. 610 viewers. Shout out to every one of you. Smash the like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Pump that algo for me. Mr. Crypto said, I sold all my Pokemon cards last week. No joke. Mr. Crypto's Jays, I really want to talk about that. I got my Pokemon cards too. I'm debating selling them. Like, I'm detached from them, but then I still look at them and I'm like, oh, I got some nostalgia for it. I bet I could make a few grand out of my Pokemon cards right now. I really do think I've got the original, you know, full-on original 150 with holographics, and I've even got some of Season 2. I've been holding them for 10 years. Well, 20 years. Like, what is it, 15 or 20 years now. Mr. Crypto says he got $5,000 equivalent. Wow. So that means I could probably get about $5,000 for mine too. I have a feeling that we have a similar collection because I have all the original 150 minus holographic Gengar. I noticed the other day when I was looking through them, I'm like, the one card I don't have somehow is Gengar. But we know what top signals look like. And Pokemon is looking like a top signal, but then you have the argument that, well, you're basically doing gambling for kids, right? It's kind of insidious. Like, you're doing this like Pokemon card pack opening for children. They're making new cards, they're making new Pokemon, new video games, new merch. So they might just be able to keep this Pokemon Ponzi going. I'm not like trying to talk down. I love Pokemon. I still get nostalgia for it when I look at them. But I'm thinking to myself, I could probably get a few $1,000s for these right now. That could go to crypto, which could do some X's. How many more X's are my Pokemon cards realistically going to do? But as the millennial age demographic gets older, think about it. The millennial demographic has all the nostalgia, and they're just going to keep making more and more money as they get older. So when we become the boomers, let's say, we're 50 years old, 60, 70, are we going to keep paying for this stuff? We might. We really might. I don't know. It's a weird one. DocsBet says, Coffee, is it your opinion that someone who is invested in Pulse Eco should own some Hex as well? I kind of feel like you can't invest in pulsechain without Hex. Hex is like the main coin. Highly correlated to anything Richard does. A lot of hardcore believers that are locked in for multiple years. Yeah, DocsBet, I would say if you're going to invest in pulsechain, like, Hex is a critical component of that investment. All these coins are going to go up and down together. What's going to outperform? I don't really know. Eddie says, bro, you don't look that old to have cards that old. Well, good genes, I guess. Maybe it's the lighting. Yeah, I was born in the early 90s, guys. Early 90s. Acid Thunder says, I have vinyl records to sell. Vinyl records to sell, eh? Maybe some of those are worth a lot. Like Pink Floyd, or especially if they're in the plastic still. Check out our Canadian government idiots. I mean, I'm looking at the American government idiots. I don't have time to look at the Canadian. You guys do have that one dude. What's his name? I can't think of his name. The guy that's dating Katy Perry. Let's say I want to sell at 20 cents. Does the price have to be 30 cents for me to sell at 20, or does it matter? Nah, dude. You could sell at 20. You could sell at 30 cents, 20 cents. You could probably sell a couple $100,000 and really not have to worry about slippage too much at that point. I mean, people were getting rid of like 6-figure clips in the previous 2021 cycle, and they weren't really making a dent in the price at all. look, if we have the luxury of Hex going to 20 cents, I don't think you're going to have to worry about slippage on like 6-figure orders. Maybe if you're trying to sell 7 figures at a time, you might want to split that up. Maybe you'll want to do like a couple $50,000 sells, maybe. If we get there, you know. I wouldn't worry too much though. If you're trying to make less than $1 million, like probably going to be okay. Man, what I would do to get all my Magic cards back. I gave them away when I got out of high school. Magic the Gathering is also huge. People pay a lot of money for those cards. Enzo says, E-Hex, yah! It's easy to value 30 of your cards. Download the app Collector. Maybe I will. I'll write that down. What's my gut telling me? Coffee, 50 cents, $1. JMO, I think RH will shock the people in FOMO and some adoption. But I'm serial bullish. I'm serial bullish too. I think Richard could surprise everybody with just a liquidity spark. I think we don't spend enough time imagining the feeling of the wealth effect they have and the house money effect they have when Ethereum is like $7,000. Things could be a lot different. What are my thoughts on utility and real use case and where crypto is going in actual use case? Well, so far, one of the main use cases of crypto is DeFi, replacing the products at a bank. So Hex is trustless yield and can and should be marketed that way. Trustless interest. So if you're going to program money, program some yield baked into it, decentralized with no middleman. So that's what Hex is. It really does have a use case. PulseX is the use case of people trading one crypto for another, which is a very proven use case. The only couple things that people have proven so far is that, you know, we want to decentralize trading, decentralize borrowing and lending, decentralize interest. These things are all, you know, real utility. And PulseX with a buy and burn, it basically gives a decentralized exchange a utility coin where people can buy it and basically get partial virtual ownership of the casino, right? Fishcracker says invest in Hex first, the rest of them second. Just answering the question a while ago. Hex has the history. Everything else is untested. Hex does have the history, but a lot of people think that only, it's been around for too long and they want the next shiny thing. So think about it though. Ethereum and Bitcoin have a lot of history too. And in order to get serious legitimization, right, you need something that have been around for many, many years. Institutions don't want to ape into something that's only 3 years old. Now we can use that to our benefit. Raw ungraded cards are at their absolute peak in price because of the problems with graded cards. I was born in early 80s, lol. Early 90s? You must have no kids, sir. And I wouldn't tell you guys if I did. I'd protect those little guys. Hex Wizard says ETH to 8K. Yeah. Acid Thunder says I collected the old Soul records for years. Nice. I bet some of those are worth money. Kane says I'd say keep the cards if they still give you nostalgia. That feeling is priceless. Chances are your bags are well packed enough not to have to put the extra 5K from a sentimental collection. Kane, that is a very compelling and interesting take. Thanks for giving me that other side. I do appreciate that. John May says Hex is going to $5. I hope so. The question is when? Super Duper Artichoke says, do you know what liquidity was during the last all-time high from Hex? Yeah, I actually looked at this. I went to the Wayback Machine on Uniswap once, and I saw that the Hex total liquidity, at least for the Ethereum pair, not for the USDC, but for the Ethereum, was about $32 million, I think. If I remember correctly, it was about $32 million in, the total Hex Ethereum liquidity. And then remember, they also had a stablecoin liquidity pool, so maybe there was an extra 10 million, maybe. So if we get back to liquidity conditions where we have 8-digit liquidity pools, we're gonna be doing pretty good, Lots of early drum and bass, jungle, and rave vinyl. Cool. The Guy Hooker says, thank you, man. $5 is pretty good goal for Hex IMO. I remember Richard quoting 3% slippage on a $1 million clip. Yeah. Somewhere around 20 cent Hex back in the day. Yeah. I mean, it was very possible to exit. Some people exited multiple millions without even really showing up on the chart too much. Kryptonite says liquidity was thick. Even more than 3 million or more. Yeah, it was, 30, 40 million, I think. Danny Tingalia is my favorite rave DJ. I haven't heard of him. Kryptonite says Hex is a 15-year cycle. That might be actually true. I hope not, though. Hope it comes back before that. Docsbet says Kryptonite says never put your cock on a block. Wise words. The guy Hooker says, do I think Richard Hart will pay taxes to get rid of the Interpol case? Probably not. He probably doesn't think he has to. Checks My Pulse says, remember, RH, everybody worries about sellers dumping coins. No one thinks about the guy that bought 1 million ETH at launch, then never sold because he could use that to pump something else to crazy prices. It's quotes like that that really make you think, Checks My Pulse. Hex Wizard says, I think the Interpol case is almost resolved completely. I feel it. Plums and rooster. I feel it in my plums and my rooster. Alright guys, look, I appreciate all of you. We've been going for 2 hours. DCA, be good to yourself. Touch grass if you have to. We're going to make it. It's going to be alright. Like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Last time we're going to check on the creator rewards for the fake pulse. Everybody wanted me to tweet about it, so I did. And it didn't even really pump. Wow. Exhilarating. Exhilarating pumped.fun experience. I hope some people made money. I'm gonna be bridging this back to pulsechain on Liberty Swap with those creator fees. Thanks again. Check out pulsechain. Lots of cool stuff over here. Docsbet, have a good one. Eddie says, I seem in a great mood today. Well, my amount of fucks that I don't give is getting higher and higher every day. My field of fucks hath run barren. Behold, my bag of fucks is empty. And so that does feel good. It feels really good. Peace in the Middle East, my friends.